Welcome to another episode of Paragon's Favorite Stuff, where I show you all of the things that we love to have aboard our 42-foot sailboat named Paragon. In today's episode, I'm going to show you our new high-power, large-capacity lithium iron phosphate power station. It's made by a company called Bluetti, and it's called the AC200L. Thank you to Bluetti for sending us one of their latest model power stations so that we could test it out. In this video, I'm going to tell you about this model, the AC200L. And then we're going to put it to this extreme challenge where we try to use it to power two 2400 watt induction cooktops and a 2000 watt electric water boiling kettle to make one of my favorite meals right here at anchor and not connected to the grid. We are at anchor in the south coast of England in the Halford River, and it's pretty windy today. It's gusting up to 25 and it's pretty steady, 15 to 20, maybe 23. And I'm going to get in the dinghy and motor with the electric outboard straight into the eye of the wind down the river to the Halford River Sail Club, where they have been gracious enough to accept a package for us, a Bluetti AC200L power station. Yeah, it's pretty windy today and a little bouncy, but I don't think we're gonna drag. But just in case we do, Monique's gonna stay on the boat. I'm gonna take out the trash and I'm gonna use our Burley Travoy trailer to cart the power station because it does weigh like 60 something pounds. We have to time landing at the docks with the tide because when the tide's low, the docks are not even in the water. So you can only get to the docks when the tide is high. I guess I'm glad I wore my rain pants because there's a lot of water in the dinghy already just from the waves. But I think the good news is when I go back to the boat with the power station in the dinghy, we'll be going downwind. So I shouldn't be getting waves coming into the boat when we're going downwind. Wire skiers are out. Actually, that's like a hydroplaning thing. That's amazing. Look at that. Oh, it went down. Here's his buddy. Halford River is a lovely place to be anchored. It's got great protection from wind in all directions except for due east. I looked at the wind pilot for this area. Winds are rarely out of the east. And when they are, we have nearby options to go to be sheltered from winds out of the east. Oh, we're close. We're almost there. It's right over there. I am getting soaked. But, you know, the winds are going to be even stronger tomorrow. So better I pick up the power station now rather than get it tomorrow. Ugh. So funny, I bailed the dinghy before we left and now it's full of water. Got our trash on the Burley and we're off. All visiting yachts and boats, please help to maintain this wonderful pontoon facility for your use by contributing £2 in the box provided. Pretty awesome deal actually, because you can get fresh water here and you can take out your trash and your recycling, and they've done a very nice thing for us, letting us receive this incredibly heavy package. I have arrived at the Halford River Sailing Club and there it is. package. Fantastic. All right. I rigged up this line so that we can raise it onto Paragon's deck using the halyard. Sure is a lot nicer going back with the wind behind than it was going to with the wind on the nose. Our boat speed is making the apparent wind less. So that's why running downwind when you're in heavy weather really does change things. Of course, me, I prefer to heave too, but going downwind is definitely a great tactic. Looks like a very nice box. Alright, we'll try to make this quick, because now that we're going into the wind, it's going to get more bouncy. Alright, hey, crank. Okay. Looks like the bag of different cables and the warranty card and user manual. That's some styrofoam, man. Oh boy. I present to you the Bluetti AC200L lithium ion phosphate power station. This power station has a 2048 watt-hour lithium ion phosphate battery, a built-in 2400 watt pure sine wave inverter with a 3600 watt power lifting mode, a built-in 800 to 2400 watt AC battery charger, a built-in MPPT solar charge controller for charging with up to 1200 watts of solar panels, and a battery management system that protects the battery from unsafe conditions such as overcharging, over-discharging, and excessive current draw. With all that stuff in it, it comes in at weighing 62.3 pounds, or 28.3 kilograms. It does have these two sturdy handles that make it pretty easy to pick up and carry around. It's also expandable up to 8,192 watt-hours by plugging in additional battery packs available separately. That gives you the ability to scale up if your power needs increase. You turn the unit on by pressing this button. That turns on this screen, which shows you all sorts of information about the unit's status and performance. You can see right here in the center that the unit is 59% charged. And then underneath that, this number is the amount of time remaining before the unit is discharged at the current load level. Right now it says 99.9 because there's no load on the battery. That number on the bottom can also show the amount of time remaining before the unit is fully charged if you have it plugged into a charging source. Bluetti also has an iOS app that binds to the power station and shows you much of this same real-time information on your phone. I actually think that being able to look at your phone and see what's going on with the power station is a really big deal. If you've watched many of our videos, then you probably know that we have an iPhone mounted on the bulkhead in the galley, primarily for running our recipe database. But now, that same phone is also going to do this. On the front of this UK version of the AC200L, you have these 4 outlets that are just like the kind that you find in a house. You've got these 3 USB ports. 2 of them are USB-C at 100 watts, and then you've got 2 more right here that are USB-A at 5 volts, 3 amps. Here you have a 10 amp DC output plug. It's a cigarette lighter style port. And then finally you've got this 48 volt plug right here That plug is made for a Bluetti accessory called the D40. The D40 can be used to convert that 48 volts into 12 volts at a much higher amperage to power high amp 12 volt devices or charge a battery in a car or in a boat. Also included with the power station is this bag of cables. This is the AC charging cable. It's for charging up the power station by plugging it into a household AC outlet or an AC outlet that's on a gas or diesel powered generator. This particular cable is for use in the United Kingdom, but if you buy the AC200L in the United States or Canada or the European Union, then you'll get a plug that's specific to those countries. When you're charging with the AC cable, you can bring a drained AC200L up to full in as little as 45 minutes. This is the solar charging cable. You plug this end into the AC200L and you plug the other end directly into as much as 1200 watts of solar panels. The beauty of this is that you don't need a separate solar charge controller to go in between your solar panels and the power station, because the power station has a solar controller built into it. So you can just plug this directly into your panels. If you had this cable plugged into 1200 watts of solar panels and you had a perfectly sunny day, then you could charge a completely drained AC200L up to full in as little as 2.4 hours. This is the car charging cable. You can use it to charge the AC200L by plugging it into a cigarette lighter port in your car or on your boat. However, this method is really slow. You can only charge it up to 96 watts, so theoretically it could take as long as 20 hours to charge with this method. Finally, this cable is used with the solar charging cable or the car charging cable. You plug this end into the AC200L and you plug the other end into either of the other two cables. It also comes with this grounding screw, so you can connect the AC200L to a ground for additional safety. You've got a warranty card and a user manual. The warranty for the AC200L is 5 years. Now I'm just going to read the manual for a while, and then tomorrow we're going to put the AC200L to an extreme challenge test. I'm going to try to use it with a 2000 watt electric water boiling kettle and two 2400 watt induction cooktops to cook a really big meal right here at anchor and off the grid. So we'll see you tomorrow. I just kind of realized that we can't do that test tomorrow unless the power station is charged to full, but as you saw, it's only 59% charged, so I really want to do the test tomorrow. So I'm actually running our diesel propulsion engine to run our inverter to charge the power station. We've got 1200 watts coming into the power station. We have an estimated 0.7 hours before the power station's at 100%. See you tomorrow. Now let's make one of my favorite recipes. I've got a whole bunch of recipes that I consider my Drake's signature dishes, and pan-seared salmon with Japanese tamago omelet, hot steaming rice, and a bowl of hot miso soup is definitely one of them. These are the ingredients that I'll be using to make this meal. You can also find the recipes in the video description. I also chose to make this meal for this video because it requires a lot of cooking. It uses an electric kettle and also two electric cooktops. I wanted to see if the AC200L has enough power storage capacity to make this meal. The cooktops draw up to 2400 watts each, and the electric kettle is rated for 2000 watts. It'll be interesting to see what the AC200L says that these different devices draw. I'll turn it on, and you can see here that we are 98% charged. It's also super cool that right here on our iPhone app, you can see that information is mirrored here as well. We are 98% charged. I'll start by boiling the water for the miso soup. in our electric kettle. Just under a liter of water. I am going to turn on the AC inverter by pressing the AC button there. When these devices are drawing power, it'll show in the lower right-hand corner here under AC output how many watts they're drawing. Here's the first big test, 2,000 watt electric kettle. You can see we're now drawing 1,982 watts, and I hear the kettle going. This is just running off of the power station battery. We are cooking. Power station's not being charged at the same time, although it could be, but for this test I wanted to see if the battery alone could cook this whole meal. 96%, drawing almost 2,000 watts. 2 kilowatts right there. Now when this water boils, I'm going to put it in this thermos. Just to save some time, it'll make it easier to serve everything hot if I don't have to boil the water while I've also got the two things going on the electric cooktops there. You can see it boiling right in the thing right there. And we're down to 93%. Next, I'm going to boil the rice. A quarter cup of rice each, twice as much water as you have rice. 1 and 2. This will be quite the test. I'm going to turn it on and hit the boil setting. You can see that we are drawing only, gone up, 1791, 1808, just under 2,000. And that's on level 10, which is the highest level. It's the boil setting. I can't believe I am doing this off of a battery, drawing under 2,000 watts at 92%. 91% full, 1,800 watts. This information is also shown on the iOS app. Oh my god, it's boiling. Okay, so now I'm going to, that was fast, I'm going to bring this down to 1, just because I just need it to simmer right now. Bring it down to 1, brought the AC output down quite a bit, switching between 0 and up to 600 briefly, but then back down to 0. I think that's how this thing accomplishes a simmer. It turns on and off and on and off. We are now at 90% and the rice is simmering. 4 eggs. You know what? I'm going to do 5 because these eggs are kind of small. And you don't have to do this, especially if you're in a hurry or anything, but if you want to do it right, then strain the eggs. And the reason you do this is because the final product will look nicer. It'll be one consistent yellow color. I'm going to make the dashi stock by mixing a teaspoon of dashi granules with the hot water. Then you add that to the mixture. Add about half a teaspoon of soy sauce and a teaspoon of mirin. Mix that up. And now while the rice is simmering and we're 89% charged, I'm going to turn on the other hob and turn it up to 5. Then we should see okay, something's wrong with this hob. One of our induction cooktops seems to be fried. I was really hoping to be able to use both cooktops at once, and I definitely want to say that this is not a problem with the power station. I've had problems with these cooktops before, and I see what's going wrong with it. I think I just need to get a better cooktop. We'll still have a great meal, I'm sure. We'll just make the rice first, and then we'll make the tamago omelet second, and then we'll pan sear the salmon third. Meantime, We're just waiting on the rice. Alright, it's got to be done by now. Yeah, no more liquid. Rice is done. Time to move on to the next step. Put our non-stick induction tamago pan on there, and I'm going to turn it up to level 5. We are now drawing 928 watts. I'm just going to brush some olive oil onto it. That's a little too hot. I'm going to turn it down to 4. So you pour some egg in. It's a little too hot. And then you just move it around until it covers the entire pan. You let it cook until the bottom is firm and the top is still kind of liquidy. Once it gets to a certain state, then you're able to just start rolling it. Fold it over 1 inch and then just keep rolling it. Then you add some more egg till it completely covers the pan. We've got 2.2 hours remaining at this level of power draw. Come on, you. There we go. Once you get it started, it's a little easier. I overcooked that one by a little bit. It's still going to taste great. I usually make this on a propane stove, so it's been a while since I've done it with induction. I'm looking forward to doing it this way from now on. You can have Japanese tamago omelet with any meal. We have it for breakfast all the time, but you can also have it for dinner or lunch. When you go into a Japanese restaurant and order tamago sushi, it is this on a ball of rice. Maybe someday I'll make that on the Drake Paragon cooking show. 81%. Go. And that'll be the last one. So let's make it look good. Sometimes you kind of press it down into a rectangle. It's going to transfer it to this plate where it will cool. The Scottish salmon from Tesco. Sprinkle salt on all sides. We'll use the same pan to cook the salmon. Turn it up to 5. Add some more olive oil. We are now drawing 928 watts at a power level of 5 on the induction hob. I'm going to put the skin side down first, and we will cook it for about 5 minutes on each side. We're now down to 74%. I'm going to cut our tamago omelet, cut it once in the center, and then cut in the center of those halves, and again. So a little bit of miso in the bowl, a little bit of dashi. I am starving. These are going to be great. Pour in our boiling hot water. It's like instant miso soup. Stir that up to mix up the miso paste. Our salmon is definitely cooked over there. Add some scallions on top. Alright, I am shutting her down. Power off. How did we do? 69% remaining. We are now drawing nothing. I have just cooked a big meal that uses quite a lot of energy to cook it right off of a battery. I've just never done this before. I think it's just amazing. Tomorrow we do have a little bit of sun. It's got sun, clouds, rain. It's a big mix tomorrow. But what I'd like to do is try to see what it takes to charge the AC200L to full using just our solar panels. If it works, I will be thrilled. It's a special occasion. Cheers.
tasty. That was cooked perfectly. Really good.
And thanks to the power station. Yay. Good morning. It's 11 a.m. here at anchor in the Helford River on the south coast of England. The sun's come out and we're now going to charge the AC200L to full using just our solar panels. You can just take this and plug it directly into your solar panels, as I'll show you now. Earlier, I disconnected 6 of the solar panels that we have mounted on the aft rails on the aft section of the boat. And I wired them up just temporarily directly to this box that I made yesterday. Each one of the panels goes to a separate wire. They're all going to the box, and then inside of the box, I can just show you really quickly. I've got 2 strings of panels that are wired in series, and then the 2 strings are wired together in parallel, and they're all going to this bar, and then all of the energy is coming out of these 2 cables here. This is just a temporary jury rig setup that I made to test the AC200L. I've got that wire going to the wire that came with the AC200L, and now we're going to plug this in to our power station and see what happens. Big moment of truth here. Turn it on. And we are still at 69%, which is what we left it at last night. Now I'm going to take the cable and plug it into the PV input socket right here. Here we go. Oh boy. All right, I plugged it in. I am tightening the connector. And what's going on? You can tell from the animation that it is charging. We are getting 513 amps in, 491 amps in, 570 amps in. We're getting amps. It's working. I've got 1.3 hours, 1.5 hours remaining until the battery is 100%. That's insane. Let's just keep an eye on this and see what happens over the next hour. You can also see here on the app, information that's here is also here. I think that's fantastic. So I'll be able to permanently install the Bluetti in another part of the boat where seeing the screen isn't so convenient, but we'll be able to see it on the phone, which we always have mounted on the bulkhead in the galley. Let me go show you what the sun looks like outside right now. This is the Helford River on the south coast of England on a very windy day. You can see what we've done with the solar panels. We've got these 3 on the aft section and these 3 on the aft section. Those are the only panels that are connected to the AC200L right now. I didn't connect all our panels to it, just 6 of them. We have 13 panels in all. We've got another 3 panels on the hardtop, and then up forward on the bow you see 2 on the port side and 2 on the starboard side. Those other panels are still charging our AGM batteries right now, and also our wind generator is charging our AGM batteries as well. It's a beautiful sunny day, and we're doing this test at the time of day when we get the most amount of sun. Between noon and 3 o'clock. That's when the sun is right over there. A good day for solar charging. I've had all of these panels for 15 years now. And, you know, as I said, they've always charged our AGM batteries pretty okay, but never fast. Nothing like we're seeing right now. I'm just blown away to see the AC200L with its lithium ion phosphate battery charging at this like crazy speed. It's pretty cool to see. So because this test is going so well, I'm going to redo all of this wiring in a more permanent way, and the AC200L is staying on the boat. You can see that the solar panel wattage coming in is actually going down. We have some clouds going over right now, so the panels aren't generating as much electricity. Our estimated time to 100% has gone from under 1 hour all the way up to 7.0 hours. So hopefully those clouds will pass over quickly and we'll go back to the higher charging rate. But right now, it looks like it's going to take much longer. Going outside. Oh yeah, no, that was the cloud that just went over, and now the sun is back out. So yeah, now we're back up to 500 watts, and our ETA for full charging has gone back to under 1 hour. We just hit 100% in about an hour. We got all our power back from making that huge meal last night. After so many years of it always taking such a long time to charge our AGM batteries up to full, to see how fast this can charge it's just incredible. Another great thing about the AC200L is that it can be drained and then fully charged 3,000 times. And after all of that, it still retains 80% of its original capacity. Because of that, we are now planning on keeping the AC200L aboard Paragon for many years to come. I hope you've enjoyed checking out our AC200L power station. If you'd like more information about it, check out the links we have in the video description. And if you have any questions for us about our AC200L, then just let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you to Bluetti for sending us the AC200L and sponsoring this video.